beginning of our country, the debate in American politics and government has been about the role of government.
There's a general feeling that things are broken. Nothing's getting done in Washington. Is that really the truth? Or maybe that's just how the system is constructed in the first place?
227 years ago, none of the world was democratic. Now half the planet's democratic with written constitutions and free speech and minority rights and the rule of law. And that's what success means when the world is becoming American.
These thoughts and opinions represent threads that connect America's evolving national dialogue. A dialogue that is freely expressed in its home at the William G. McGowan Theater at the National Archives in Washington, D.C. Built in 2004 to honor the legacy of the late telecommunications pioneer William G. McGowan, the theater now celebrates 10 years of Mr. McGowan's commitment to the open exchange of ideas on our country and its democracy.
So the original architect of this building is John Russell Pope. And so this space was modeled loosely after the auditorium that he did for the Daughters of the American Revolution's Constitution Hall. The program for this space seemed to be that they wanted it to be able to do everything. We designed into it the greatest usage flexibility that we could.
Great attention was also paid to the state-of-the-art audio and visual capabilities of the theater. Everything from lectures, forums, presentations from the archives, and Oscar documentary screenings can be recorded, projected, and live streamed in this elegant public setting free of charge. An annual example of the theater in action is the McGowan Forum on Communications, Technology, and Government. Its founder was William McGowan's wife and president of the William G. McGowan Fund, Sue Gin McGowan.
One would ask why the McGowan Fund opted to support this theater and the ongoing forum series. Well, if you knew Bill, you would know why. Bill loved history. He loved movies. He loved debating the great ideas of the day. And it is fitting that a theater created in his memory now provides lively conversation.
It's likability. And the American people almost always vote for the most likable person.
Well, yeah,
and I sat at dinner with John Kerry 2 years before he ran, and I knew he wasn't going to win.
Enough said.
I sat on the finance committee during one of the healthcare debates, and they were going to put a 20% tax on mammograms. And it was like the light, I said, guys, you may not need to get them, but do you really want to tax women's health like this? Well, you could almost hear the pop, 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 pop of the light bulbs going off like, oh yeah, I thought it like that.
We're flying scary flying robots and killing people with them. There's no scary flying robot clause of the Constitution, right? The only thing the Constitution has to say about surveillance is that it should be reasonable, or that it should not be unreasonable, and that you generally need a warrant except when you don't.
This is the daughter of James Byrd, who was dragged to death in Texas because some guys didn't like the color of the skin he was in. Racism is the biggest problem in this country. Racism is the biggest problem in this world. And we have to take steps with each other to keep inviting each other that, you good, I'm good. Can we all not get along?
Letters transcribed. It's the National Archive telling us directly, this is ours. This is ours. The things in here, the artifacts, the things that we created that we are saving and preserving together as a nation, it's ours.
Dialogue, debate, democracy. During its first 10 years, the William G. McGowan Theater at the National Archives has carved out an essential role in the vast historical and cultural landscape of Washington, D.C. With ongoing support from the William G. McGowan Fund and the Foundation for the National Archives, the theater will continue to foster an open dialogue about America and its democracy for many years to come.